That makes sense, everyone?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Are you recording this?
yeah,
Okay.
I like to. I could pick it off here and type in 0, but I like this coordinate to be off the absolute axis. So when people are looking at it, they're like, okay, the offset is 50 and it matches. Technically, I could just create it at 0 here, correct? So I'm going to create another plane. And the top was 50 plus 9/16. No, 5/16.
5/8.
5/8.
5/8.
Sorry, thank you. 5/8.
So even though they are on the same plane, they're on a different part of the world. Everything is referenced eventually off the absolute axis. So no matter where you create your local axis, that's all fine and dandy. But it all has to relate to the absolute axis. That's why he's pulling the planes off the absolute axis rather than the local axis. So that when it goes into the next person looking at it, they already know that everything comes off the absolute axis.
Makes sense.
And I'll reverse. No, you know what? I don't reverse it. I like. Let's see if I can remember this. I type in. Was it -50? Was the furthest one out?
Yes.
Now again, it looks weird because for me personally, mentally, I just gotta move it over here to where in my mind it's kind of close to where I want it to be. But again, I did the -50 because I like it to match up with my y vector. You're going to see why I do this too, because we're going to create a dimension drawing that doesn't have dimensions on it. It has station line, buttock line, water lines. And then what's the shortest one?
-39.
Ay. See, when I start zooming up, all of a sudden it looks weird. So sometimes I'll move my planes around after I build my part just to kind of get a feel for what's going on. Now, if I remember right, oh, if I have that axis there, what did I put that on? That was 50, right? In the X direction? Was that
100.
100? Thank you. That's 100. And that represented the front of it, right? Of the steps, correct?
Yes.
Oh, and I didn't create the
The
station.
part was built off of.
So I'm going to go plane. I'm getting myself confused. That was, this face is 100, right?
The other one is 50.
And this is what, 95?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. All right, so I'm gonna, now really you should rename them because it gets confusing when you don't rename these things, especially if you start getting a whole bunch on here. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna just try and rip through this. So from this plane, we want to go 100 inches, right?
Yep.
And I'm just gonna move it over this way. Now, you don't have to. You could have left them all exactly where they were, create all the line intersections. Once you see your line intersections, then start dealing with it, right? So, did I show you how to intersect these planes? What did I use?
Yeah, another plane, 95.
Yeah, you're missing one.
Okay, we'll put that on.
95 in X.
Just slide it over there for now. Okay, now how did I create those lines that were
It was
intersecting?
in a wireframe.
So I have to
Well,
actually switch workbenches, right? Was how we did it.
Yes.
I just used generative wireframe.
Yes.
And which tab did we find that under?
Wireframe tab, I believe.
Thank you. And then which one was it?
Intersect.
You guys remember where that was? Which feature that
That's
was?
at the bottom right.
Do you see how that looks like two surfaces are intersecting each other? A flat intersection intersecting like a curved surface? Does that look at
Yes.
all like that
Yeah.
to you guys?
No, they should have chosen a better picture.
Yeah, sometimes the hieroglyphics on this isn't the best. Did I show you how to create multiple intersection lines all at once?
Yes. And you gotta grab all the planes before you hit it.
Okay, so I want to create all the lines on the station 100. So what 4 planes would I want to have active?
Promacio, where's your Z planes? Your Z axis planes?
Aren't they there at the bottom?
That's this
Mm-hmm.
this one and this
Well,
one.
I'm seeing 5, and we should have 6.
Oh, not
So-
yet, not yet, not yet. I'm just getting the 4 basic ones, the outer part of it. So if I want, this is station 100 right here, right?
Yes.
And I want to intersect the buttock lines and the water lines to that. Does anybody know how I would do that in one step?
Grab the 2 station lines and.
No, I'm just going to do it on the station 100.
Oh, okay.
So what would you guys do?
Grab the water lines and buttock lines.
See, wouldn't it be nice if I named these?
Yeah.
So my buttock line and water lines I grabbed and then hit,
The intersect.
thank you, Lilia. So what happens is by grabbing all 4 of those, and you could reverse that. We'll do that later on. But I grabbed all 4. Is that what I did in the demo? Grabbed a bunch and then selected a
Yes.
plane?
Yeah.
Okay. So I select that plane and I select OK.
Yep.
And look how far away I am from this. So a lot of times I'll just, after I get something here, I'll move those planes. All right, now did I show you how to trim those?
Yes.
What did I use?
Trim.
There's-
You go to
I think it was
Uh,
under
Transform?
surface
To the
tab.
right. I think there's a transform. Right there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Down
Yeah.
arrow.
So I have trim and split options. Did I do both?
Yes. Did both.
Okay. What would you guys, based on what you learned, how would you
Trim.
trim this up?
I'd use trim.
Trim. And then we
Click
select
on all 4 lines, keeping.
all the lines we want to keep.
Yes,
Is that what I did?
that's what I did, and it worked.
Yeah.
And then say OK?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
You went through, did 2 lines at a time, and that's more expressive. But I don't know whether you showed us how to do them all at one time later, but that's kind of intuitive. Actually, you did show us how to do that in the split, and if you reverse engineer that, it was select all 4 and it'll happen.
Okay. So basically, if I can't get one to work, I try a different one. Okay. All right. So now I want to put the steps in. What was the run?
2 inches.
2 inches, I remember right.
And it started from the front or back? From here? From here, right? And from here, I said 2-inch run, right? Is what I said?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would label the one that's here so I know what the hell I'm clicking on, right? That's this plane here. Because I don't think I went in to show you this. I just kind of showed you a general gist to see what you would do for the rest of it, giving you the concept of what to do. So that's waterline 39, agreed? No, sorry, buttock line 39, left buttock line 39, right? And from left
Yes.
buttock 39, we went 2 inches 3 times.
Yes.
So what I would do, how did I do this? Oh, offset plane. And I have that plane already highlighted, right? And I'm going to reverse the direction. And I'm going to go 2 inches. And I'm going to hit tab. Why? Oh, it looked like it was inactive. I'm going to hit repeat and select OK. And I don't like how I have to hit OK. I like to tell them how many I want to repeat, then say OK. But you have to hit OK and then tell how many you want. And this is where I always get confused because Dassault is always changing this crap. I probably should say another word, but you know what I'm saying. This is sometimes I say 2 and it adds 2 more. Sometimes I say 2 and it adds 2 total, being this one being 1 and another one being that. And there's no preview. So I'm going to try 2 and hit OK and see what it does. So this would be from here to here is 2 inches, here to here is 2 inches, and then here to here is 2 inches. That would be my first 3 steps, right?
Yes.
And then I got this top plane. Nope.
That's
See,
a lower
I got the
plane.
wrong one, didn't I? Because this one looks lower to me because of where I set that. So I'm just going to double click it and move it up higher. So in my mind it's higher. And it's the one at 5026, right?
Yes.
Anybody have any idea what I'm thinking right now? What I'm about to demo?
Kind of.
Insect them.
What am I going to type? Why did I do 1/8? Oh my God, what happened? Oh, David, what are you doing? I got ahead of myself here. Forgot to say okay. Does anybody know where I'm going now?
You're going to build the steps, the tops of the steps, the 1/8, the 1/8 inch step.
Thank you.
On the 2
From this plane, and oh God, where is it in the tree? I don't know. I see it highlighting in the tree.
You don't have it highlighted.
See why I need to label this stuff? That's the top one, right? So if I highlight this and then go to plane, then I know what the hell which one I'm working from. We're gonna reverse the direction. See, now I'm not really worried about station line buttock line anymore. I'm just creating planes that are relevant to building my part. Okay. Just depends on what you're working on. Sometimes every single cut you do, you have to establish your planes where they're coming from, station buttock line or water line. All right, we're gonna change this to what? Y 1/8?
1/8, yes.
Yes. And why did I do 1/8?
Because that's how tall the step is.
And that according to the drawing, they gave it from the top, right?
Yes.
So 1/8. And then what else do I want to click on?
Repeat.
Thank you, Lilia. Say okay. And then we're going to type in 2 more.
Yes.
Okay. Now what we're going to do, anybody want to guess what I'm looking for?
Intersect.
Now when I intersect, if I didn't grab all 3 first, if I grab this one, can I grab the other 2?
No, it won't let you.
Even if you reselect that?
If I pick this, then it should let me grab more planes.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is a different way. I don't know if I showed this or not. Just like so many damn ways to do it, I just try and incorporate different things here. And then I just close it off because it tells me it has 3 elements. Do you know what I'm going to use here?
Probably the
other planes?
the other planes.
This one, this one, this one, and this one?
Yes.
The first 3, I think.
These three.
Yes.
Because the first one is the first step here. I already have that. Now I was able to
Yes.
just trap that and it grabbed all 3 planes. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what a freaking mess this is going to make. I'll select OK. What? Did I do that right? I think I'm supposed to do the station plane. What am I thinking? You guys. Just watching me screw this up. I'm going to grab this plane, which is station 100.
Mm-hmm.
Totally screwed that up. And then intersect these 3 planes. So I got 3 planes there. But I might as well do these 3 planes while I'm at it. So again, if I want to, I could click this on and just pick a particular plane if I wanted to. Oh God. I guess I just closed that off. So it tells me it has 6 elements, right?
Yes.
We'll select OK. And then see what kind of crazy mess this is making. All right. So where was that trim command again?
Transform.
From here to here?
Now select the command.
So I'm going to select trim. That one to the top. Does that make sense why I'm doing that one?
Yes.
Although I'm getting this problem. So sometimes when I'm having this problem, I'm just going to resort to split.
You're doing trim again. You gotta select split.
Oh.
That's it.
Element to cut. Cutting element. What if I click this and hit this button? Oh God, no. Can I not do that? I thought I could add another.
You can do multi-selections on that. And there's like a little flip direction button on each of the lines that you select, and so you can choose it to where you want it to keep.
I really want to trim though. Trim. This element and this element does not like that.
It would be nice just to have an eraser and erase the lines you don't want.
I know.
Like in SolidWorks?
Yeah.
SolidWorks, yeah, exactly.
That's Sketcher.
Yeah, like in Sketcher. You
Yeah,
can
use
grab
a
an
power.
eraser and just erase the line you don't want.
Yeah, power trim.
Wait, why didn't that work? What did I screw up?
Zoom out for a minute, Formaggio, please.
Okay, trim. Am I in trim? I want to do split. Split. Element to cut. This element. This element's what I want to split. And this element here's what I want to split. So I got that line. And then I'd want to do the same thing here, right? Trim. No, split. Did I hit the wrong button?
No, you got a right button.
And I gotta go down to this one. And see how that blue line split?
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to trim this element to here. and to here. Split this element to here. That's where I'm having a problem.
I think it's because it's a regional line.
The way I
Tomasio, I would have worked from the very end of it instead of the top of it. I would have started opposite of where you started.
think I'm gonna get the same problem.
Yeah, because it's the outer line. It's already part of a.
It's part of
trim.
this square.
Because when you originally created the 4 lines, it went into a trim that you did.
Right. That's why I don't like this way that does that.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to create the steps.
So what would be like an application of this method that would be better than using, say, like point direction?
I never said anything other than that. The idea is to learn how to do line intersects. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just showing you the multiple techniques you might need to know.
Got it.
I'm going to trim this one to this. Trim or split this one to this. Split this one to here. Somehow I wound up erasing my last lines. So I'll just go back to intersect and intersect this top plane. Sorry. I'm intersecting the top plane to this buttock line, which is left buttock line
50.
this one here, right?
That's a water line.
Oh, that's waterline. Waterline, I actually named that one.
It's a negative 50
Yeah,
for the
Negative
offset.
50, that's right.
3.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. Select OK. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. I want to do
Needed to put the station.
intersection to the station 100 and intersect to waterline
Plane 2.
plane 2 and left buttock line 50. So I just do them all at once.
You didn't select the buttock line.
Oh, I guess you're right. Well, let's just let's just do another one. Intersect the buttock line here, right? To
Yeah.
Yes.
station 100. This one.
Yes.
And we'll split this item to this item and to this item. Oh, you fucking kidding me? Split.
You gotta go grab the planes, dude. The plane itself. You have to. Oh, no, you got it. Never mind. Sorry.
Split this one here to this plane here, right?
Yes.
Did I do that in the demo? Splitting to the planes?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, there's multiple
No.
ways we can do this.
I learned a lot about planes trying to do this.
Excellent. All right, so I built that profile. And I'm going to create a face that represents this entire profile. Does anybody know where to find that face feature?
Surface?
Okay. So points, lines, curves, and planes are under wireframe. A surface represents a skin. So like something you would actually touch a surface of, like the hood of a car would be a surface. So this face would be a surface called a face or a fill, right? So anytime you want to get a surface, you use the surface tab and some type of surface here, right?
Yeah.
So this one here is the fill command, correct?
Yes.
And then I just have you pick an edge. Was there an easy way to grab all the edges?
Right click auto detect.
Another thing that works in the sketch workbench.
Uh, I bet you if you did it before you hit the button, it would work. Well, maybe not.
Sure seems like it would be handy, right? And when I go to fill,
Drag and do the trap thing.
when I go to fill, it seems like it should just know where all my adjacent elements are. Without me having to do that. And I think it grabbed the axis of where the error was. Oh God.
Just go down the line of the listed elements and delete the axis.
Is the axis even selected though? It's
No.
not
No,
highlighted.
it's
It
not.
will show, it will say support or something like that for the axis.
His specification or
Scroll down a little bit, Promatio. I just saw the
That's as far down as I can get it to go. Split 12.
I thought I just saw what Lilia said.
There's split 1. For some reason, split 4 is
well,
on
if
top.
you look at your local axis, it's not blue
Right.
on your.
It's not active.
Hey, grab that Z line though.
Wait a minute. What the hell?
I think it's an overlap there. When you were doing the trimming.
I got a bonus line there I'm going to delete out. Oh, what? Didn't like that, did it? How come? Why are you doing that? So what I don't like about these trim commands is it doesn't just trim lines. When you do a trim, it just keeps adding more stuff to it and hides the last trim. So all these splits and trims and all that, there's all those other ones still exist as whole lines.
Yeah, that got really annoying for me.
It's very freaking annoying why they changed this to do that.
Can't we just create lines from plane to plane?
I did point direction, I think.
Yeah, but the point of the exercise was because we're going to do a lot of line intersections, and I wanted you to start getting comfortable with this. I'm going to start moving on to the next thing is all. So when I go back to transform and trim, can I just, oh no, I can't. I'm going to pick this water line here. And where's my other water line? Oh my God.
That's it right there. 50 point.
This one, plane 2.
Plane 2. About talking, can you make sure that your mic is muted, please?
Moody, I think we can hear music.
And then we would be able to come to surface and face.
Still got your
Oh,
bonus.
that line is still linked to that. That is unbelievable.
Because when you try to delete that line, you click delete once, and then the second time, you should have deleted the line that you created from. So the first time, you deleting it, the trim, and the second one should have deleted the line. So you have a double line on that.
I don't know that he's got a double line. I think that's just the Z-axis line coming out like the Y and the X does.
It's not.
No,
Yeah, I don't
there's
think
a
it
little.
is, because it's got a point at the end. If he zooms in, you can see the ball. You see it?
Where'd you put that point, Kamasha?
Ooh. It's because of the very first way I did that little trick. But the problem with the way I did that trick, it made this all one entity. This whole thing here. When I was doing that. So now I think I got duplicate lines here. It doesn't like how I did that first part of this. And if I try and delete this, oh, that's really annoying. Split. Oh, I got too tricky in the beginning.
I think you're gonna still have duplicate lines.
Ooh, it doesn't like it now. I was hoping to delete the trim and just get my original intersections back. But
Can
it
you
took
delete
away
the
all
first
that.
trim that you did?
That's this one here, right?
Yes.
The problem is when I delete that, I had all this other stuff I did after that. Was my issue.
So it's not gonna let you.
It does not like it. I was trying to see if I can't work around it some other way. But
That's what the error was when you were trying to split it. That's what the error was, because it was saying that you tried to delete already trimmed line that it was already trimmed.
oh, that really sucks. Well, I guess my first technique, the very first thing I did when I started this off and did this trim, was not something that was going to let me do. And unfortunately, once I continued on, all these are based on what's going on with this trim. So
Can you try deleting the first intersect and see if it will keep the rest of it? The multi-output intersect that you did, right
one,
above the trim, the first trim that you did.
this one. on the tree, it looks like it's showing me it's linked to all those things.
I
So
see.
all those got to go with it because I went ahead and worked off of this trim. And once I started doing all this other stuff to those trims, it screwed that up.
Yeah, so now you just can't do the fill because you have duplicate lines that are linked.
But if you would have started at the lower end and worked your way up to the taller end, I think that would have been avoided. I'm not sure, but
I don't know why this is red now. And can it extend? Oh. If I had this line. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yep. I don't have a good solution for that.
Delete it all and start over.
Yeah.
It's free
See?
practice.
Sometimes
It's,
even
it's like a little bit beyond salvation.
So there's all my lines.
the other day I was looking for that camera or the video option that we went back to the beginning of the product and we could pause it at a point and make adjustments from there and it would affect it, but I couldn't find that tab.
That only works on the part body.
Before you start trimming, delete the first intersects because that's what creating the duplicate lines, I think.
Well, I think what screwed it up was because these are all individual lines. What screwed it up is that when I trimmed it, it made them all one. When I do a trim, it doesn't just trim lines like you think it would. It makes that square one entity.
So if you click on output to intersect, is there any lines that are overlapping? Okay.
So I did all those were for my steps. And then if I split, this one to this one and this one, split this one to this one. Whoa. I'll work my way back around. Split this one to this one and this one. Split this one to this one and this one. This one to this line and this line. Is that?
Yeah, it seems like it's correct. There's a step going up now.
This one to this one and this one. This one to this one and this one. This one to the bottom line, this line, and this one to here. Here to here. Here to the top and the bottom. And then this bottom line to here. Select OK. Or
Cancel.
cancel. And then fill it. God, I wish I could auto search that. This split here. Why is that split in hide? What happened there? Interesting. Fill that. Oh, you, of course.
Oh.
Really? Fill this. Making me pick all those one at a time? Select OK.
Will not work. Hey.
So now we got our fill. And then we got to switch workbenches, correct?
Yes.
Because if you want to make a solid, you got to be in part design. And who was I was just talking to about how the fill is not showing up? I think you're right. When I do the pad, it's gonna warn me, but that's fine. I'm gonna grab that fill. It tells me I gotta specify the direction though. So I will right click here and pick the X direction, or you could just pick the X right here, either way. And we're gonna reverse the direction. And what I like to do is first limit is where it's gonna end. And I want to end to the plane. Do you know what plane I'm gonna pick?
Station 95.
Yes. Which seems weird because first seems like where it's going to start, but first is where it ends. So I got to find station 95. That's this one, right?
Yes.
And you should always control your second limit as well, which would be up to a plane. What plane would I link that to?
Station 100.
What in the hell is it doing? I don't know why I did that. I just hit preview to bring it back. So what I'm saying here is I'm using the fill profile to link it to the plane 6, which I should have renamed plane 6 to station line 95, right? And I should have renamed plane 5 to station 100. So when I select OK, I've created this part using all these planes. All right. I use planes a lot in production, so you should get comfortable with it. And we're going to do some stuff where I create a bunch of vacuum lines and stuff. And you're going to need to know how to do all these lines, our plane stuff. We're going to do a lot of line intersections. It's going to be way faster when I do that. You'll see when we get to that demo, okay? Now, what's supposed to happen is if I change this plane to 90, it should automatically move that. And if I change this plane to 110, it should automatically move that part, okay? All right, so that was my goal, is to get you guys orientated with the planes and how I did it. So apparently, don't use the trim. Just split everything. Because when I trim, it trims the lines, but it makes the two lines you keep one entity instead of separate lines like we had here. I should commit that to memory here. That causes me a problem. Wait a minute, this looks too big. Oh, I gotta do one more undo.
So Primaggio, if you were to change the left buttock line 39 to left buttock line 35, would it continue that 2-inch offset?
No, it's just linked to where the plane is. So if I change this to minus 40. Oh, yes, because in the way I link the
repeat
plane.
offset off of that plane.
Yeah. So if I do this minus 35, the flat is going to be a lot shorter.
Right.
Or I went the wrong way. I went minus 35.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering about that. Thank you, sir.
Because I made all these 2 inches apart. So this plane, if I'm moving this plane, these are always going to maintain 2 inches apart.
Right.
Okay.
I think the issue with mine is that I built it all in wireframe because you just have that single surface for your
Yes.
fill where
Okay.
I have like
Okay, let me tell you something. If you can give me a picture like mine, that's what I was aiming for. If you can use line intersection to create the whole thing, just for practice of being able to create everything, all lines, and then putting in the fill command, that's bonus points, okay?
okay, I did do that and it's graded, but I don't think I got
I-
the both.
I forgot I forgot all about that, but did anybody else build this all faces and no solid?
I did it in part design. It was so
Yeah.
much easier.
Yeah, I did it.
Art design, but that's not the.
No, I did the faces and the.
I was saying, it was me that you were talking to earlier about that one part. I actually think now I did all that incorrectly because I just did a sketch based off the questions and then I filled that face and then just did a pat on that.
This face here?
Yeah, I
No.
sketched. So after the I filled or answered all the questions, I just made a sketch.
You were right.
And then
I wanted it done this way, but anybody that did extra practice of building all the planes that I would need and doing all the intersection and all the trimming.
I did, Mr. Vermontiel.
Okay, you guys got to remind me to. If you did it, remind me to give you bonus points for doing both ways, okay? But this is the solid I need.
You're gonna get multiple pictures in the Word doc. You'll see it.
Okay, thank you guys.
So with the wireframe, I came in and I did a cut on those steps. I just came in, created a solid, and just trimmed them, and then joined them all together so that they all reflect any type of change in the planes. So that worked.
You joined the profile?
Yep.
Yeah, that should work. And then when you go to make your face, it's just you just pick the join only.
Yep, that's it. I picked the joint on the steps and everything else, and it's perfect.
Yep,
it's fine.
That's great. Now your test is, can you change your stations and your buttock lines and your water lines? Does the part automatically move and adjust accordingly?
Yes.
So if I were to bump, you gotta be careful because you'll really confuse it if you bump the bottom above the top. I don't even know what would happen.
It doesn't like that. It gives you you a bunch of trim and split errors.
Where's my top? Where the hell did I put it?
It's a plane 2.
Thank you. So if I change this plane to 60, see what it did there? It kept the rise at 1/8 of an inch because I linked the top of the plane and went from the top plane down, so it kept it all 1/8 of an inch from the top down. And then this was my variable. Okay. I could change this to 55, right? The only problem is the local axis doesn't know to move, so I got to delete the axis and start over. Right? You guys agree? Delete the axis and start over to get the local axis there?
And it will link it somehow?
I could have linked it if I would have built it off this local axis. But I went off the absolute coordinates. So I would just change this Z to 55. So now I wouldn't start all over. I just move my local axis there. When the CNC guys go to machine this part and they need the local axis, it doesn't matter if it's linked to the part or not. Even though I tell you guys to link things to the axis, it doesn't affect the CNC group. Okay? It just affects where it's at. So this axis is just going to establish where it goes on the tool plate when they go and build it. Because the weird thing is, when they build the tool fixture for this, instead of building it on the ground where it would be and build the part on the ground, we were building tool fixtures in airplane coordinates, all funky looking. So, but that's how we had to do it because they didn't want the engineering part to move. They wanted everything to evolve around the engineering part. I had to do that for Airbus, Freightliner, and for Boeing. So there's a lot. The bigger companies typically do that. You guys see how it's rotating really weird like this? Y'all know how to get around that, right?
Yeah, middle click your center of rotation you want.
So if I middle click right on the part, make sure you middle click. Then when I rotate, it won't fly around so much. Okay. So that was my demo. Lesson learned, not why you don't use the trim command for this particular step and use your split command. Again, I just created the top, bottom, sides, all the main outside shapes of this, and then did my intersects. And then from there, I started working off the top plane to go for my rise, and then I worked from this front plane. Not the solid, not anything. I didn't create new planes. I worked off existing planes so that if I move this plane or move this plane, this all knows to follow through for the steps. Okay? So if we go back, nope, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons here. If we go back, oh, I had the Word doc up is what I had. The rise, the answer for this would be
1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. You guys agree with that?
Yes,
How'd you get 1/4 inch?
because the thickness of the part is 5/8.
Yes, 5/8 thickness, and then the rise was,
1/8.
and I had 3 of them, right?
Yes,
So that totals to be what?
1/4.
No, the rise, the rise. If I have one, I have 3 rises. So what's the total of the 3 rises?
Oh, 3/8.
3/8, right? So I just subtract the 3/8 from the 5/8, and I get 2/8, right?
4/8.
No,
No, you're right. 2/8. Sorry.
2/8, and then
That's
that
me.
reduces to
1/4.
1/4.
and that's how I got a 1/4 inch here. What's the length of the platform?
5 inches.
How did you get to 5 inches?
Because run is 2 inches and there's 3 steps. And the length of the part is 11. So 11 minus 6.
How did you get 11?
Yep.
How'd you get 11?
That's negative 50 minus the 39.
Left buttock line 50, right left buttock line 39.
Yes.
50 minus 39.
11.
Minus 2. 2 times
3.
3.
Yes.
Do I need parentheses?
No.
No.
Order of operations.
So 2 times 3 is 6. 50 minus 39 is 11. 11 minus 6 equals 5 inches. Everyone agree with how I got that?
Yep.
Can anybody tell me what they got for a volume?
got, I don't know if it's correct, but 26.8750.
I got 26.8750.
Excellent.
Excellent. Anybody else get 2687.50?
Yep.
I did, yes.
That's a good sign, right? If all of us are getting it, we must have got it right. And what do we get for a CG?
Let's see. X is 997,500. Y is 436163.
Whoops, sorry.
Z is
What's a
Yep.
Y again?
43.6163. And then Z is 50.2660.
50 point.
My Y was different, but my X and Z are both the same.
I'm sorry. Can you give me the Z again?
Yeah, Z is 50.2660.
Well,
Yeah, correct on that one, but my GY is minus 45.3837.
Mine is the same as
Mine's
Saeed.
the same as you, Saeed.
what was it?
Minus 45.3837.
I think
That's what I got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yep. Same.
Do I have this? Do I have Z right?
50.2660.
Yikes. It's a negative 45.
Yeah.
Yes, negative 45.
And your CG, so you have a point in the wrong spot.
It's 2660.
Sorry. Thank you.
No worries.
What did I do wrong on Z?
It should be 97.5.
I was gonna say that seems too short. Obviously, right? Because we're at 95 and 100. I have to be the average of that. 97.75.
97.5. Yeah.
Does my volume and CG look right now?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
And then weight.
2.6215.
2.6215.
Yes, sir.
Everybody agree that's what we got for pounds?
Yep.
I got 7.54. I think I did something wrong though.
It's really weird that you would have the same volume. Did you apply?
Oh,
60?
because I did it all in wireframe. And I put the pad in there as well.
It doesn't matter because you make a part for it and the part weight with the material. So what material you use?
When you did the weight, you picked the part body, then hit inertia, right?
Yeah.
And then you also you applied 6061 T6 aluminum.
Yep.
How many people got this for a weight? 6215.
I did.
I did.
Yeah, I got that.
I did.
Okay, it seems like a number of you got it. So I would have to say these are the right numbers that I have here for your answers. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have these answers, you should take a picture of it. And what we gotta do is figure out why you don't have those answers.
Yeah, the only one that was wrong for me is the mass.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Because take a look at the thickness and the length of the part. That small part never should be 7 point.
Yeah, no, I think you're correct. I'm just trying to figure out how I got it so wrong.
Oh my God, I'm so screwed up right now. What did I do? 100. Oh God, I should have labeled these.
All right, I gotta go. I want to see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good night.
Okay.
Johnny O'Brien, have a good night. We're coming to campus on Wednesday.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Good call.
Wednesday in campus, Johnny.
I'll be there. I'll be there early because I get off at like 3.
That's fine. You might be.
I'm gonna try and get in and get out as fast as I can.
You can make. Yeah, if you get done early, you can leave early.
Cool. All right. See you guys. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys later too.
That one's 95, and this one's 100. Yeah, and this one
-50.
-50.
You need to fix plane 2.
-39, right?
Yes.
$39.0000.
I think you change the water line, Supremacio. That's why it's go up.
What was I changing?
625.
Oh yeah. Did I hit decimal?
Yeah.
That look right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And when you found your weight and inertia, you picked part body, not pad, part body. And
Yes.
then you hit tools. Oh God, I don't have aluminum applied.
I'll say, who had the wrong weight?
I think Stuart was saying he didn't have the same weight.
I'll say, is it possible that there was a incorrect material? Like if you double clicked on the material and then checked what the listed density would be?
That could be. 60, 61, T6 or
To
dash
save
T6?
all that, if you search by oldest and get Florentine's version of it, he works for the salt, and that's the ultimate perfect.
So when I do this, is it dash T6?
Yeah, that's the correct one. Second one on the right, you see that the Supremacio says 6061 T6 core. That's one.
So I probably, when I did that search, should have done a dash.
Doesn't matter, it's the same. Yes, that
And I
one.
got Florence is there.
That's a core because I know you like the core one.
You see how
core 6061 T.
Florent Salico, that's the guy that's from Dassault System that gave us these materials. So I apply that. That's the same one you applied, right, Stuart? Is the one from Florence? You there, Stuart? Stuart. I'm going to click on this and then hit the green check. And there's your material. I just like to put it in the ISO view here. You know what I like about SolidWorks? It doesn't fit in automatically. And then we'll go to Tools.
Highlight part body. Highlight part body.
Thank you. That's my inertia? No. Yes?
Yes.
You? Oh, fucking gosh, damn it. I just updated, so guess what? Oh, my preferences gotta be redone. Funny.
It's funny because the last time it kept all my preferences. I just had to get my favorite apps in the main Dassault login page.
Length is in inches. I'm surprised. Why is length in inches? 4 places, right?
Yes.
We got to do pounds. Volume. Luckily, this is all done individually. Helps me build up my overtime. Density.
Why don't you just hit the IPS button, dude?
Yeah, nice.
4 plays, Mr. Brunotti.
Part body highlighted. Hit inertia. Do I match your numbers?
Because your mass is different. No, match. Same thing.
Mine's perfect. Match is perfect.
Yes.
Same thing, match.
Okay.
Same match. Everything.
All right. Thank God. All right. That concludes this demo for this part here. The next thing we're going to try and do is build the plate for this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so